Right, we're recording. Special
Nice
one
one.
tonight.
Yep.
Donald and
Yes.
fabulous quiz. No, wasn't a quiz. It was a competition winner. You won the competition, didn't you, Claire? You came out of the hat. Claire Handford, or Claire Gibbons, as we all knew her in the olden days.
Yeah.
And that's
You've got
it.
some questions, Claire.
Hello, Don. You okay?
I'm great, thanks. Yeah. Sorry about last time. It was just a mess up on my part.
Oh
Yeah.
no, not at all, not at all.
There
My
we
dad
go.
says hi as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's lovely to see you.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher, I'm not too sure if you know, and I told my little ones before I broke up on Thursday that I'll be interviewing a very special man who is a drummer of a band from the West Midlands. So my school's in Smethwick, so it's not too far. Not too far.
You used to play Smethwick Baths.
Pardon?
You used to play at Smethwick Baths back in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
We take the children swimming. That's
Okay.
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be an extra special trip now. I used to hate going swimming with how warm it is, but now I'll be able to look at the building and think, wow, this is where Slade play.
Yeah.
So I said to them, what if you ever met him, what would you ask him? Now, bearing in mind, I'm 6 years old, so I do apologise.
Okay.
So the first child said, what is your favourite colour?
My
As
favourite
all
colour.
children do.
Well, actually, my favourite colour is blue.
Blue. Okay.
Yeah,
The second child said, if you wanted to be an animal, what would you be?
Oh, blimey. A tiger, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, this child said, does drumming hurt your hands?
Not now. I mean, it used to when when we were on tour a lot, and we came off tour, and then we went back. You know, I haven't played maybe for a few weeks, and they used to hurt for a couple of days. They did, but it was just a matter of getting back into it. But it's a good question that, because they did actually hurt for a couple of days. More not particularly my hands, but my arms.
Yeah. Just one more, because I wanted to choose the funniest ones.
Okay.
Did you get in trouble for being loud with your mummy and your daddy?
In trouble for what?
For drumming, for being really loud with your mummy and daddy?
Well, I used to get in trouble because I used to play drums at the dinner table with my knife and fork, and Dad used to go crazy at me, you know. But it was just a habit, you know. When I must have been probably about 11 or 12 when I first started getting into drums, and then I started playing drums in the Boy Scouts, and I used to be playing with, like I said, with knife and fork at the table.
So talking about Scouts, that was the end of the questions for my children. Okay. I just thought it was so funny. That's what the questions are. I did have some strange and wonderful ones, but I thought it's probably not best on here.
No, but I'll tell you what, funny you saying that, when I used to do this kind of thing, a question and answer thing, when I did one at the school here, you know, but the Hannah arranged for me, we went to the school. The first question, there's about 3 schools, the first question they all asked was, do you know Ozzy Osbourne?
Really?
that was the first question all of them asked, you know. And I said, actually, I do.
Oh, I'd love you to come to my school. Really would.
Well, we can arrange it sometime. We'll arrange it sometime.
Oh, thank you.
I said, well, I did quite a few over here, and they had one school, and they had like a little band, you know, little group, and I asked me to get up and play whatever. I can't remember what we did now, what we played, and the guitarist, when we finished, says, "Oh, you're a great drummer for an old man." No, it's good fun. It's good fun. Yeah.
I think it's important because with the children, then I'm saying this as a teacher, but them taught like the English and maths and science is very important. Whereas I'm trying to encourage them to go and look elsewhere for their talent. So it's all about children being gifted rather than being talented. So I do try and put on a lot of music. I do have a lot of Slade playing in the classroom.
Well, they do that a lot over here, Claire. Yeah, it's a big thing. Obviously, they really help the kids with any sort of hobbies or things like that, especially music, and
Yeah.
they arrange it with with instruments, well, like drums and things like that. They've got their own guitars and whatever. And now they're really encouraging it over here. And because when I first came here, Hannah asked me if I would like to go to the schools and talk. I said, yeah, it'd be great. And they're really good sometimes. Like I said, they always ask me if I know Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh. To be honest with you, our children are not really into music as such because we're not allowed to sing no more, and we don't have many.
The COVID thing.
Yeah, we don't have many who are interested in instruments, so I'm trying to raise money, just to try and get some musical instruments into school, because all you got is the little tambourines and the little and the little triangles.
It's a nice start, though, isn't it? It's a good. Well, I was giving for a while now. I was giving a kid drum lessons here. Sort of thing. I've got not on real drums, going to be too knob. I've got like a really good electric kit upstairs. I mean, they're fantastic these days. And I was giving him lessons for a long time, and it was great, really good fun actually. Really good. Yeah.
That's lovely. You mentioned about scouts earlier. I'm a scout leader. You mentioned that you was in the scouts earlier.
Oh yeah.
You was with Bilston, wasn't you? Was it first Bilston?
No, 6th Bilston.
I was 6th Bilston.
Yeah.
Oh, I do apologise. And I'm a beaver leader, so I do the younger ones. I do the children age from 6 to 8. So scouting has changed so much from them. So what would you like? What are your favourite memories of scouts?
Well, the camps, when we used to go camp, there used to be, it was all planned. I remember that one great, it was like summertime, we went to Dartmouth. We got like, they sort of rented a coach, a bit of a battered old coach, and we took everything with us down there, and it was great. I think what they used to do, especially places like that where it wasn't a proper campsite, but they sometimes ask a farmer if they could use his field or rent the field, and it was great. And this one at Dartmouth, it was on the cliff top overlooking the sea, and it was fantastic. I used to have and funny enough, when I did what did I do? There's somewhere, it might have been, last time I was in Bilston or Wolverhampton, I did something, or was it somewhere, and one of my old schoolmates came, Charlie Harris from Moxley, and we were in the Scouts together. He was in the Scouts as well, the 6th Bilston, and a lot of good memories.
That's so lovely. We do a lot of camps. Did you sleep in the big Icelandic ones, the big green tent?
What do you mean, like a big, you call them like the pointed ones?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have those. The Scout Masters had those. We had normal tents that we slept. They were quite big. They slept to about a 6. Like each tent was a patrol in each tent. There's like a 6 in a patrol, but they were big. But great, lovely memories. I got quite a few badges. Sort of, for doing that. So it was nice. And I became the troop leader.
Oh, okay.
At first, I was like second in charge, and I became patrol leader, and then troop leader. So and that, like as you probably know, that's where I learned to play drums, with the Boy Scouts.
That's lovely. And did you used to go on parade and play the drums as well?
Oh yeah. Every Sunday morning, not every Sunday morning. It's usually once a month. Sunday, walking around Bilston, Mum and Dad standing on the side of on the footpath waving to me. Yeah, it's really embarrassing. We used to march around Bilston because our sort of troop, our headquarters sort of thing was at the top of Oxford Street in Bilston. It was like there was the church there. I don't think it's there anymore, but they used to have the Scout hut at the back, and part of the church and part of the thing. Well, we used to have to go to church once a month, sort of. And we used to do the church parades as well, and the Bilston carnivals as well. We used to do. We used to help out with the carnival, selling programs or something like that. But yeah, it was a great time. I loved it. I really loved it. Yeah, some great times.
So my scout hut is in Cosley in Bayer Street, and you used to practice opposite there in like a wooden hut. I don't know if you remember this.
I do, yeah, but I can't. It was like a village hall, was it, or something? I don't know how we came to practice there. There must have been somebody who knew it. knew the place, you know, we could do, you know.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the building either came in disrepair or there was a fire. We're not too sure. And you come and practice at our scout hut, which was opposite the road. And one of our old leaders now, well, she's retired now. And she said that she used to open up for you and she used to tell you off because the neighbours used to moan about how loud you were.
Oh, really?
And apparently you used to walk up these rickety wooden stairs, which you have replaced because it was a hazard. Apparently you used to cart all your gear up the stairs, play at the scout hut. Now the scout hut is thick concrete walls because it used to be ammunition stores for World War II.
Wow.
And apparently you could still be heard through these solid concrete walls. Apparently her name was Madeline Darby, and she was one who used to let you in, and she just used to constantly moan at you as well. So it's lovely hearing these stories about how noisy you were. And it's quite nice.
Lots of good memories, you know. I remember we used to play at Selby Parish Hall, you know, to play there. And actually, it was the guy who used to run that. It was Andy Anderson. He was a policeman, but he was they had the Nita Anderson agency. That was his wife. They couldn't have it in his name because him being a policeman, he'd already got like a profession. So they couldn't have the agency in his name. You know about that, Chris, you know, but they couldn't have it in his name, you know. And he used to play Selby Parish Hall like Saturday nights, and he'd normally be on duty Saturday nights. And he'd come to the gig after about, you know, he used to finish about 10 o'clock in those days, 10 or 10:30. And he used to come to the gig after, still in his uniform. He'd just come off duty, you know, sort of thing. And that's when we were with Nita and Andy when Chas Chandler saw us, you know, and well, what it was, like when Chas and there's a partner called John Gunnell wanted to take us over. We said, well, we signed to an agency or back up home, like Nita Anderson agency. Anyway, they arranged, and Nita and Andy went down to London to have a meeting with Chas and his partner John, and they sold our contract to Chas and John for £400. Which I suppose in those days was a lot. It was about 69, I think it was. You know, sort of thing. It was £400 they paid for the our contract. But lots of nice memories. I think they got divorced. I saw Andy a few times after, but I believe he's dead now. But I mean, I don't know. It has been a long time, remember. But I don't know about Nita. I mean, you know, things like that. Used to be a disc jockey in Wolverhampton who played what we call the General. Used to play like all the pubs for them, and he used to work a lot for Nita and Andy. Yeah, lots of memories, lots of good memories there.
Oh, that's lovely.
And with the rehearsing of the village halls, I remember. Yeah, that was good.
It's quite nice actually, because I live in Cosley, and there's quite a lot of venues around by me that I've actually been into, and I've always heard stories about slave practicing there. It's just so lovely to hear, you know.
Yeah, but we used to do, because when we first started, we used to rehearse at St Giles Youth Club in Willenhall, and because we were like members there, we could rehearse them every day as long as we played. You'd play at the youth club maybe once a month, sort of thing, you know. But now lots of lovely memories. As I say, like playing at, rehearsing at Cosley, Sedgley, a few places like that. There's nice memories there. Nice memories.
Yeah, it's quite nice because obviously my dad brought me up listening to music, listening to Slade. My dad is a massive Slade fan, and he was the one that made me become a Slade fan as well. And I actually used to pinch his records without him knowing. And when I moved into my house with my husband now, I had to steal his records again.
Nice.
No, it gave me his records, and I've kept them here, and it's lovely because I'd hear all the stories from my dad, who's Dudley Cosley born, but also my husband is from Warsaw, the Beechdale estate.
Oh, that's where Nod was.
Yeah, so it's lovely because I know that the three men in the boat were there, and the
Yeah.
Beachdale Social
Well,
Club was there. So
the three men in the boat was where we had our very first rehearsal, the four of us. It was like a secret rehearsal. And that was the very first time that the three men in the boat, that the four of us, you know, as Slade, as you know it, rehearsed. Had a rehearsal there, three men in the boat.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
When you used to play the Robin in
yeah.
Bilston,
Yeah.
it was always brought up that that was one of your first gigs. The venue there, either next door, was that just one of your first gigs there, or?
What of the Robin?
Yeah, before it became a Robin.
Oh no, but before it became the Robin, it was an army drill hall,
Okay.
and it was empty for years and years. You know, and I've only ever known it being out derelict, empty. And it wasn't until I can't remember where I heard the story that somebody had got the Robin who made it into a rock venue, and I thought I can't imagine that at all. It's just a blooming dump, you know, just like I said, an old army drill hall that was just derelict. And I remember me and Mickey Marson used to break in there and see what we could find, you know. But yeah, and I couldn't believe when I first went to the Robin. I couldn't before we played there. When we was on tour, sometimes if it was around Bilston, then I would go to the Robin. When John Sayles was driving me, and we used to go there. I couldn't believe what he'd done. Yeah, because I mean, I only remember it as the old drill hall for the Territorial Army. I just could not believe it what he'd done. It's unbelievable, and apparently now it's one of the top venues in the country for for that size, for that kind of capacity. But it deserves it. It's fantastic. I don't know what it's like now since Mike's gone. I mean, I met the new guy. Basically, Mike was still there, and I was there for one night. I can't remember who I went to see, and Mike introduced me to the new owner. You know, so but I haven't been there since, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like now. You know, sort of thing.
Would you be hoping to play there with your new
It'd be
band?
nice. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah. It's nice when you think about two doors away. That's where I met Dave Hill. You know, sort of, incredible, really. One Sunday morning, we met Dave Hill there.
Oh, that's the story then, because I know
That,
you're somewhere near there.
yeah, it was a couple of doors away from the Robbie. It's now a supermarket. It was originally our singer's house. It was just our singer lived there with his dad, just him and his dad. And yeah, we used to rehearse in the front room. Well, they used to have a toilet off the front room as well. I used to go have the drums in the toilet, and there's only a couple of amplifiers then, and then we'd be shouting to each other what we're going to play, sort of thing. But a lot of lovely memories, a lot of nice memories.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
So I've got a copy of one of your stories that you wrote. Do you remember the Bubble Brick?
Bibble Brick. Yeah.
Bibble Brick, yeah.
I'm still trying to get that published, by the way.
Oh, you have to. Such a lovely story.
Well, I'll tell you who wants to do it. Do you remember Lisa Falkenberger, who did my biography? Well, she wants to do it. She wants to do it for sure. So that'll be the next thing on the cards. Funnily enough, I've got an email to answer to her because she says, let's get Bibble Brick moving. Either find a publisher or do it ourselves. Publish. Do you know about this, Chris?
Well, we've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
Because I think I suggested self-publishing.
Yeah, that's what Lisa said as well. That if there's too much of a problem trying to find a publisher, we'll do it ourselves. Like you say, do a self-publishing. I don't know. There's a term for it in there. Because I think that's what H did with his book.
Yeah, with the funding thing, you get
that's it. That's some fund, self-fund or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's what H did with his book because he couldn't get a publisher, and so with me and Lisa, I think I've got to answer Lisa's email, and that's what we're thinking. Me and Lisa were thinking about doing. Do either approach publishers, if not, to do a self-publishing thing.
Yeah, that's lovely. Do you have any other stories up your sleeve, or was that just the one you've got?
Not really. It's funny, I wrote that. It's a funny thing. I wrote that in the 60s. I
Gosh.
wrote Bibble Brick in the 60s. Would you believe I used to sit up at night, and when I have a lot of sort of ideas, and but I mean I had a great time doing that. Really good time doing that, and yeah, it'd be nice to get that published. It'd be nice to do that.
Do you think you'll be up for doing something similar in the future, or do you think that will be
I
it?
don't know. So it was. That is, I don't know if I've got the patience now. I mean, it was great at the time because I always wanted to do something like that, and it was great fun doing it. I
Yeah.
can't remember how long it took me now, but like I said, Claire, I used to sit up. Sometimes if I had the ideas, I used to sit up all night writing. Either with my mum and dad, sort of thing. But now it'll be. Yeah, it'll be nice. It'd be great to actually see that actually published. Like I said, I did actually write it in the 60s. So that'd be
Definitely.
nice. That'd be nice that would to do that.
Oh. I
Yeah.
haven't talked much. I haven't asked you many questions about Slade. I do apologise, but
No,
you've
it's
done
all
so
right.
many. You've done so many talks over the years, and I've
Yeah.
read your autobiography as well. So I just wanted to get into other things really that probably
Yeah.
mean
Well,
more to
whatever.
mum
It's
and
nice,
dad.
but I think that. But Lisa did a great job on the biography. I thought she did a great job.
Do you
But
think you'll do extra couple of chapters maybe with things that have happened recently with your band and
what you mean with what? I don't know. It depends. I don't know whether people will want to read that. I don't know. Sort of thing. But no, I don't know. We'll see.
oh.
But I'm more. It's good on the cards now because doing the solo things. But I mean, the first record done quite well, really. Considering, I mean, it's a whole new market to me. All this sort of this heritage charts and the different things now. It's a whole new ball game for me. It's really nice.
And are you looking forward to it all?
Yeah, well, we got this.
Yeah.
There's quite a few tracks still up our sleeves that we want to put out, but yeah, just keeping quiet for the moment on that, sort of see. But it's looking quite good. Looking
That's
quite good.
good. And will there be any more from QSP as well?
But funny enough, I mean, I had an email off Susie just a few weeks ago, and when me and Hannah went to a concert of hers in Denmark or some time ago now, but and Susie said, yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to sort of do another album, and we mentioned to Andy, and he said he's up for it, so we'll just see what happens, But when we did the last one, it was great because we did that at Peter Gabriel's studio. And that was fantastic. You live there, you live and eat there and record there. It's just a fantastic place down in Wiltshire, sort of thing. And what he did, it's an old watermill, and there's quite a few houses there. And I think he got it for a song because it was just derelict. But he spent millions on it. He's got a top of the range recording studio in there. And it's got the houses where you live. You have your accommodation there, and you can eat when you want. He's got staff there. He's got a staff of 30 working there, and he's people. We can have breakfast. Have what you want. You just tell them. What we used to do very often at night. We usually go out to a pub and have something to eat. Have a break from the studio. But no, it was a good experience. That was a great experience. That was, but it's sort of bubbling about doing another one. It'll be nice. It could be good. That could.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Moving on to films now.
Yeah.
So, Run Away was filmed at Eastnor Castle, and I finally went to see it a couple of years ago. Such a lovely place.
The Eastnor Castle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
why are you not in many of the scenes?
What do you mean?
You're not really in much of the film.
What do you mean with Sammy Davis Jr. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
We've been working the film.
No,
the music video, sorry.
Oh, you mean for Run Away?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah. So you mean, I don't know. That was my choice. I mean, I don't know really, but yeah, it's funny because that was our first hit in America, was Run Run Away, and that was on MTV all the time. And typical Yanks, they thought that's where we lived, was the castle. They thought East North Castle. So that I've seen we've seen it about 10 minutes, but now that people, the Yanks thought that's where we lived. But we played there back in the 60s. It was an end of a film being made there with Sammy Davis Jr., Jerry Lewis, and Peter Lawford, and we didn't know what it was. We were booked to play at this party at this castle, and it was the end of film party. And yeah, and we played there, and that's when everybody asked Sammy Davis to get up and sing. And he said, I'll just take the drummer. He said, I'll just have him, me. He said, just have, because there's no photographs, is there? There's just me and Sammy Davis. Oh, can you imagine that? I mean, I was saying my biggest thing was playing drums for Sammy Davis, and no photographs, no film. It would have been fantastic. But the thing is, a lot of the silverware went missing from the castle. Of course, the band, we got the blame. We got roped in, Chris. We were questioned one by one by the CID. Sort of the light in the face. Sort of thing. we knew nothing about it. I can honestly say it was not us. They really grilled us.
Was that the first time you got into a little bit of trouble with the blow?
I don't know. I think it was the band. I can't remember. But there was no trouble because we were innocent. The silverware went, and we had nothing to do with that. We weren't that type of band. We didn't too scared to do anything like that. We used to nick all the food. Oh, is it nearly finished, Chris? The
no, you still got 5 minutes. Don't worry.
Okay, it just came up on the screen. That's all. But now's a lot of good memories. But like I said, I played drums for Sammy Davis Jr. and there's no photographs and no film anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
Talking about Slade in Flame, if they're about to do a remake of it, who would you like to play you?
Oh, I don't know. Don't have a clue. I don't know.
Now we got like a favourite actor, maybe.
I don't know. I've got no idea. I wouldn't even have. I'd have to think about that. Well, that's an interesting one. That is. I don't know really. But that was.
Shouldn't have left that to the last minute, should I? We've only got 5 minutes left.
that was another good experience. That was making that.
Yeah.
Making the film. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making the film. It was great fun.
I really like some of the music videos, like for example, Run Away, Mysterious Mr. Jones, and Sheila. But you didn't do many music videos for your catalogue. So was there a song that you'd love to do a music video for?
Oh, another one I had to have a look through, but all the ones were really good. Like I said, I tell you what, they cost a bloody fortune to make these videos. People think that, but I'll tell you what they do. I mean, up to like 30 grand. That may not seem a lot just to do a thing like that. You see, and Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, that cost 5 grand. And that really paves the way, because when you look at it, when I used to see Brian a lot, he was telling me, he said the reason it cost, he said when you look at it, there's only their headshots or them on stage. He said there's no and it was all done at the Marquee Club in London. And the only thing that cost the money was when that light flashes back, there's a light thing that flashes back. That's what cost the money. He said the rest is just us on stage. And it was all Freddie's idea. That video.
Oh, okay.
Great.
And I'm looking forward to. Me and my dad are looking forward to coming to see you again, playing with your new band and having some new music. It's lovely because obviously I was a young fan. My dad used to take me to the gigs, but now it's me taking him to the gigs. So we've swapped roles now. And I've got to say, Don, you really are a truly lovely gentleman. You've always had time for me. You've always had time for my dad as well. And just want to say thank you for being amazing and for doing the video with me as well. And the fact that the music of Slade is I've been brought up with it. and I
Yeah.
still play it in the house, and my husband loved it, and my kids in my classroom are starting to like sway and getting to know the words as well, and you know, and I just want to say thank you for,
Oh,
you
lovely.
know, for everything.
We've had a great time, really, when you think, I mean, blimey, you've had a long career, and you've got there's lots of great memories, you know, really,
Mm,
lots of lovely memories that
yeah.
we had together, you know, fantastic, really.
Mm. I really wish I was there. Really
Right?
wish I was there in the 70s. I wish I was there in the 70s.
Yeah,
I was
good.
born 2 decades too late. But if there was one gig that I could time travel back to, which one would it be? Which one do you think I should have seen?
What was that, sorry?
If I had a time machine, I could only
Oh,
travel
yeah.
back to one of your gigs in the
There's some good, there
70s.
was good UK tours in the 70s. It was great. I think one of the best ones was like our very first tour was us and Quo together, you know, and it was 50p. The tickets were 50p all round. Yeah, fantastic. And we've been mates with Quo ever since, you know.
Oh,
So,
that's lovely.
yeah, it was great, you know. And the one with Alex Harvey was good as well.
Yeah,
That was a good one. Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. I
yeah.
think we've come to an end with this. So what I'll
Okay.
do, I'll stop the recording and we'll have a chat for a couple of minutes afterwards. But
Yeah, that's fine.
thank you, Don. Thank you, Claire.
Oh, it's great. Nice to see you, Claire. Nice to see
Thank
you.
you, you too.
Yeah, it's been good. We can do this a few more times, eh, Chris?
We'll sort it out, mate. I'm stopping
Yeah.
the recording. Thank you.